Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Welcome, 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 welcome. Happy April to you all. Y'all know what that means. It's a new month, so that means new beginnings, new mindset, new focus, new start, new intentions, new results. I pray that this month be filled with blessings, love, and good vibes only. Okay. For the ones that are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for the ones who are not new to this but true to this, hey y'all, what's up? What's poppin'? I hope you all are having an amazing Wednesday. Before we get into it, I just hope that everyone had a happy Easter. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope everybody learned something from the Wellness Day and is taking very, very good consideration on their wellness when it comes to their well-being, because like I mentioned in our first lesson one-on-one on letting shit flow, we're letting things flow and we're not letting anyone or anything stop us, especially when it comes to getting that bag, but also when it comes to our mental and keeping us sane. Okay. So before we get into it, I just wanted to give y'all a little rundown of what's going on now. Everything is flowing, everything is going good. I hope everything is going good with you as well. As it being the beginning of the month, I was thinking of doing something like how I do for the end of the month, just a recap. But this month, I was like, maybe I'll wait until like once the podcast turn a year old and probably do both of them, taking my time. But so far, I think everybody is liking the Wellness Day so far. Like just the last Wednesday of every month, I think everybody's liking that because people have been like, being interested and in tune to it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep it that way until like I do like the first of the month check in and things like that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Today's vibe of the day is speaking up and speaking out. The reason why today's vibe of the day is speaking up and speaking out is because lately social media has been speaking up and speaking out on a lot of things that have been going on in the world, not with just things going on in the industry, but just things in general. And also my night class I take every Tuesday, we had a conversation on sex trafficking and sexual assault. And I feel like within not even just things like that, but things in general, such as like relationships, parents, friendships, families, whatever the case may be, you should be as staff, all that, whatever's going on in your mind, don't be afraid to speak up and speak out on it, because you never know. Just by you being able to speak up and speak out on how you feel about something or someone will help impact them, but it also will help you as well as impacting to the Wellness Day lesson one-on-one. Let it flow and let it go. So if if you're having an issue or not, or you feel like you would have a good input onto something, don't be afraid to speak out and speak up on it, because you never know how important your voice can be, especially when it comes to a situation or to a person, so let's get into it. So what is speaking up and speaking out? Speaking up and speaking out is involved within expressing one's thoughts, opinions, or concerns. In most cases, speak up refers to expressing one's opinion or raising awareness about a particular problem, whereas speaking out is impacting and taking a more aspect on a proactive situation, typically against injustice or in wrongdoing, by making a difference and advocating for a change are both actions that involve with using one voice. So when it comes to, like I mentioned, like why is it important, like what is speaking up and speaking out, honestly, don't be afraid to speak up, especially when it comes to a situation where it refers to your opinion or raising awareness on something. Speak about it. Also, by me going to a HBCU, one of the HBCUs out of my city, if you don't know, I'm from Baltimore, and there's only two HBCUs, and that is Coppin and Morgan State. And both schools are very, very, very they are very strong when it comes to things on campus, when it comes to speaking up and speaking out. Within every organization that's on each campus, they are very big on don't be afraid to speak out and speak up and speak out and show up and show out, do what you feel as though need to be heard and seen, because at the end of the day, it can impact someone's life and it may make a difference. Like being involved in organizations that impacts with you being able to be heard and seen is one of the million. I feel like it's one of the million. It's one of them things that you like, dang, somebody finally understands me, especially when it comes from your people. By me going to Morgan State and being a part of the organization Love Yours is impacted with self-care and helping you with your business. We had conversations where we just speak up and speak out about things, and also about how we feel about certain things. So don't be afraid to join them organizations, as well as starting your own on campus, because I feel like once once you're in college, if you haven't watched A Different World, y'all, I think y'all need to watch it. Ever since I was little and was seeing that, I feel like that had made a very good impact on me, because I seen how once you get older in college life, you're able to be free. You're able to speak up and speak out on any situation or issue you feel as though that need to be heard. Do not be afraid to speak up and speak out. Don't be afraid to let your voice be heard, because like I said, you never know how much of an impact that you could put onto someone or to something, especially within yourself. Like I mentioned to y'all, also I forgot to mention, April is awareness for autism, and it's counseling month. So with that being said, speak awareness for them also. If you know someone that's a part of either one, speak out on it and be able to talk to them and stand up for what you believe in. Okay? So when it comes to, again, speaking up, don't be afraid to speak up on something that you feel as though is a problem. Even if it's involving your parents, your friends, your family, your relationship, staff, or whatever. But think about it in the smartest way possible. I always say, before you speak up, make sure you speak to the people that you're having the issue with. So such as, like, if you're having a issue with your parents or guardian, speak to them before you go on social media and think and make things 10 times worse. Because at times, by just sitting down and speaking to, being direct to whoever or whatever the issue is better than to just go off with your first instinct of putting it on social media. And at times we have those thoughts like, okay, you don't want to listen to me, I'm gonna get you back by posting this on social media. No, because at the end of the day, you're gonna go right back, especially in relationships. Oh my gosh, don't tear down that man or that woman and then you right back with him. No. But if they've been doing some fucked up shady shit, I think, yeah, if you, whatever you think is possible, do it. But be mindful, be mindful. I'm the type to address it. I want to address the person or the people, whatever the case may be. I want to speak up on it, and I'm going to speak out on it. If they don't understand, oh well. Because sometimes certain stuff don't need an audience. And when I say that, it's because certain things just do not need to be broadcast. It don't. But sometimes it may be, especially if people and things are trying to trigger you, and hey, do what you gotta do. But I feel like once they go high, I'm gonna stay where the hell I'm at, because I'm not meeting you at the level of disrespect and ignorance that you are. You want to be a clown, you want to be a kid, you want to do stuff that I'm not with, I'm gonna let you have fun with it, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be an adult. Sometimes we don't want to be the bigger person, but I'm going to be an adult and be the bigger person and let it go, because I'm going to speak up on what I got to say, and I'm going to speak out on it, and if you don't like it, oh well. I'm not finna meet you where you at. If you being ignorant and being a dumbass, have fun. I'm not doing that. So don't be afraid to speak up and speak out, because what it is, I just told you, it refers to expressing one's opinion or raising awareness about a problem, and then you have speak it out, which taking a more detour onto a stone, such as with things with injustice and wrongdoing. But in general, do it. Speak up and speak out. So why is it important to speak up and speak out? There are several reasons why it is important to speak up and speak out. To begin with, they help raise awareness and understanding about important issues. So whatever's going on in your life, I don't care how big or small it is, if you feel like the people that you are addressing the issue to is not understanding you, okay, go on a deeper level. If you have to get people involved to help you within whatever's going on, do it. Do it. You gotta do what you gotta do. Do what makes you happy, and do what you feel as though is going to give you sanity. Because at the end of the day, you don't have time for that. You don't have time for that. I don't think people need to waste people's time. And I've been in those situations where dealing with people that I felt like I'm afraid to speak out on my issue, to speak up. Now I'm like, I'm glad that I'm able to be more vocal and be more comfortable within my skin, because at the end of the day, like I always say, your mental matters. Your well-being matters. If you feel like this been on your brain, it's been on your conscience, this been hurting you, this been making you feel some type of way, I don't care who it is, I don't care how much power they have, I don't care what they're doing for a living. If they are messing with your mental and you feel as though you gotta get it out, let it out, sis and bro. Because at the end of the day, you have to raise awareness for yourself and to be able to understand this issue and why it is important for you to get this issue out so it don't happen again. So speak up and speak out on it. Don't be afraid. Secondly, they empower us individuals to take action and challenge injustice, which unlimited controls that impacts with social and challenges. Social progress and equality. Sorry, y'all. Let's do that again. So secondly, why it is important to speak up and speak out is because they empower us individuals to take action and challenge injustice, which are impacted to social process and equity. With that being said, by you being able just to express yourself on how you feel and why you feel the way you feel, do it. Do it. Do what you need to feel. Do what you need to feel. Do what makes you happy. That's my whole motive. Like I told y'all, this year we're being selfish, we're taking control, and we're protecting our peace at all costs. So you're taking control. No, you're taking control. You're being selfish. You popping out, and you just doing things that impacts with you. So with any situation or anything, and anyone is making you feel like you can't be able to speak out, baby, I'm telling you right now, us individuals are very, 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 very in tune to what the hell be going on with life. Sometimes we push it under the rug because it's like, okay, I don't have time for it and it's pointless. Excuse me. But certain shit that you need to speak out and speak up on, do it. If you feel as though this person or this situation, your company or whatever the case may be, staff, anything, speak up on it. You go to them first. You know, there's levels to the shit. There's steps to it. You address the issue to the person. If they don't do nothing, go to the higher up. They don't do nothing, go to their higher up. And then, if not, then I guess that's where social media comes into play, because people are listening and understanding your story. And then that's when people are advocating for you because you did what you needed to do, and long as you show them receipts. Because people will always be like, oh my gosh, it's no proof. Baby, here's the proof right here. And once the proof is right there and the proof is in the pudding, what the hell can you tell me? It's nothing else that you could tell me, and nothing else you could do. It's either you're going to be on my side or you're going to just sit there on the bleachers and talk shit like everybody else is doing. You know? So I say this to say, speak up and speak out. Don't make you no punk. Don't make you no snitch. If you feel as though you need to speak up and speak out for the things that are affecting you and is hurting you, do it. Do it. Do it. Don't let nobody or let anything try to tear you down, because at the end of the day, you're human. You have feelings, and your mental is the most important thing in your life. I don't care. I don't care. I'm an advocate for when it comes to mental health. I'm an advocate for things that are important. I'm an advocate for my people because we need to stick together. And when it comes to situations that I've been seeing online, when it comes to especially younger children, we need to be there and speak up and speak out for them because they're very innocent. And I don't like when people think they're vulnerable for things that they have no control of and they cannot consent to. So let's keep that in mind. Last but not least, speaking up and speaking out creates a cultural accountability, and positive change by fostering an open dialogue and promoting open dialogue amongst others. With that being said, like as I mentioned, once you do everything in your power and nobody's right beside you and agreeing with you, and you take it to social media, do what you need to do. And if it's people out there that are willing to stand by you once you speak up and speak out, and that helps to, and by you're doing that, you're helping to create a culture of accountability, and you are creating a positive change. No matter how bad people might think it is when it's not, at the end of the day, long as you're doing the right thing by fostering a good way of displaying how you feel within you, speaking up and speaking out, it's nothing nobody can do. But I always tell people too, who gives a damn what people think? You're speaking in your truth. You're speaking in things that happen in your life. They don't understand because people, we fail to realize, okay, we see something, and when the details, certain details, you feel like it sounds fishy because how they narrate it. When you really have to sit down and really understand what's going on. Like I say, don't judge a book by its cover. If you haven't took the chance to sit down, open the book, read a few pages and understand what's going on. And if you don't like the pages that you have read, then close the book and put the book right back on the shelf. Don't continue to keep the book open and still judge as you go. No, the whole purpose of you reading that book and opening that book and understand what's going on is to get a good understanding of what you're reading and to get on a deeper level. Not just, okay, I have the book open, I'm going to judge the shit out the book. No. If you don't like what you're reading, close the book and put it back on the shelf or leave it where it's at. Because why put more negative energy onto something that they're trying to get a positive outcome from? Let that soak in like seasoning. Okay? So, how can a person be able to speak up and speak out about anything? The first step to speaking up and speaking out is to educate oneself about the issue, gathering information, and understanding different perspectives. So, number one, the first step when it comes to letting people understand what's going on with your situation or how you feel, you must educate your people. Yes, that's the most important thing that people fail to realize. You cannot judge something if you don't educate somebody or you don't educate yourself on what's going on. Such as within the media, certain stuff that you see and hear, if you don't know, that's what Google's for. It's okay to Google something. It's okay. Sometimes when I don't know words or something just don't sound right, I Google it to make sure I know what I'm talking about. So when it comes to speaking out and speaking up and speaking out, it's okay to, I'm not going to say it's okay. It's a must to educate people on what's going on. Especially when it comes to an issue that you're fighting for. Especially like such as when it came to International Women's Month. A lot of people didn't know what it was or how it happened. You gotta educate yourself. Certain situations, I'm not gonna say certain, every situation you come across on the internet, even if you do know about it, it's okay to refresh your memory and do some more research to educate yourself on what's going on. Especially within this generation, we have to educate everyone because everyone is so quick to judge, but don't take the time to understand what's going on within that topic about the issue. You have to understand what's going on before you can make any type of opinions, such as like I mentioned, gather information, gather relative information, gather information that makes sense and that's true and that is not false advertisement. You got to make sure when it comes to you speaking up and speaking out, you have to make sure you educate oneself about what's going on and gather information that makes sense and also intertwines with letting people understand what's going on. And by that too, and understand different perspectives. Yes, now this is where people are able to judge and tell people, oh, that don't sound right, stuff like that. Before you do anything, you have to be educated on what's going on. You have to be educated on what's going on. You have to understand how this goes, what's going on, why is it this way, but you also have to first educate yourself and then read the information that's being given before you can give out your opinion. That's for anything. First of all, like having a debate, you got to educate yourself, then look at the information. Then you be like, okay, do you agree or do you disagree? You know, but at times, sometimes when people disagree and be real ignorant because of how they come off. And it's like you don't want to take it on the chin, but it's like, hey, everybody has their way of expressing their stuff, and everybody has the right to feel how they feel. However, in certain situations, if you know it's wrong, why are you still like trying to make it seem right when it's not? Yeah, we have to really dig deeper when it comes to that. Okay. Through social media, now this way social media plays a big part when it comes to a person being able to speak up and speak out. Public speaking or joining an advocate group, they should be able to find the appropriate platform for expressing their views. Hello, prime example, me using my podcast to express this topic, being able to speak up and speak out. It takes a village to help you, let alone support you within being able to put things out there. Such as like when people are advocates for children, such as sexual abuse, sex trafficking, anything involving a child that the child does not have a say-so in, such as a child does not have the consent to say yes or no. People are really out here fighting for children that has been taken advantage of. And going back to the class I had last night, we had a whole conversation about that. And I said, people are sick. People are sick. Because you wouldn't think that an adult that's over 18 would prey on a child that's under that. And I also mentioned in class, like at times, certain things when we were younger, we didn't know was that until we got older. Because some of my classmates spoke on their issues, spoke on issues in real life situations that they've been through, and they realized too they didn't know that was impacting with sexual intercourses or about to affect on their lives within things like that. Because when you get older, when you're younger, it's like, oh, you don't know. You're just being a kid. When I was a kid, I was a kid. I wasn't, into that. I wasn't involved in that. When you get older and understand, and then you grow up around people that were in those situations, you have to educate yourself, and they have to help you when it comes to educating on what's going on as well. Within that conversation we had, we all agreed on that it's sad, it's sickening, and it's so dangerous, and it's so crazy how people that are over like 5 years and up from them do the things that they do to them. Like we had mentioned too, like, okay, once you hit 18, that's grown. I feel like it is and it's not, because I feel like once you're able to buy alcohol, that's when you're grown. I feel like that's when it's like, once you're able to buy alcohol, you're grown. Because you're 18, but you really still can't buy alcohol. That's like, we talked about the dating situation too. I was like, I can't date nobody that's 5-10 years older than me, or 5-10 years younger than me. Like, what the hell? People are really sick. I have to date people that's in my age range. I won't go no less than a year, and you won't go no 3, 4, 5 years higher. Like, I can't. Like, people just, I understand everybody has their preference when it comes to dating, but it's like sometimes you really gotta be mindful and careful. And that's why I watch TV and read on these things, because people are sick, especially when it comes to the dating world. That's another reason why I want to talk on speaking up and speaking out, because when it comes to the dating world, sometimes it's very, very hard and tricky, especially when it comes to the age groups. Because, the songs you listen to, people be like, oh yeah, my young chick, my old chick, my young man, my older man. And it's like, okay, it's all fun and games, but what's going on behind closed doors can really affect them into a place where they don't want to be at. So it may sound good and all, but see me, I'm a deep thinker. I have two sides. I'm like, yeah, it's cool and all, but I dig deeper on what's going on. That's for any and everything that goes on in life, period, for me. You have to think not sometimes, all the time ahead on what's going on. And then I always believe too, your conscience, it's not gonna lie. That little voice in your head is not gonna lie to you. That's the one that knows what's going on, knows right from wrong, can predict the future. That's how I feel like. Because certain things I know for a fact if I feel like it's not right, I'm not even doing it. Going out, if I feel like going this place is not good, I'm not doing it. Do I feel like talking to this person? If I feel like it's going to go good, I'm telling you, and being able to speak up and speak out on a situation within a person or thing, or just little issue, just being able to speak up, period, and speak out on something that you know for a fact that you feel as though does not sit right with you, do it. Because if you don't, it's going to sit there forever and you'll be like, I wish, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. No. That's why now I'm just so big on saying it right then and there and letting it off my chest. Because once you keep them thoughts in your head, it's like, dang, I should have said something. And you don't want to wait until it's too late to say something. Especially if it has been affecting you to the point where that is upsetting you. And you know you can make a difference on. And if you know somebody that has dealt with this situation or is dealing with it now, be their type of stepping stone, be the voice for them so they can be able to express it themselves. Such as with podcasting, broadcasting, radio stations, journalism, all that. All them people out there that's using platforms, they're sitting in front of a microphone and have earphones in their ear. They are people that are giving you the stepping stones to be able to feel comfortable, let alone giving you the platform to say what you got to say and do what you got to do. We are the voice to help you. That's why I say if my podcast don't help a lot of people, long as it helps someone. Because that's what it's about. Helping, advocating, but most of all, letting people know that it's okay. And you have the right to speak up and to speak out on what you believe in. Okay. With that being a part of how can a person be able to speak up and speak out, you have to have confidence in your voice. It takes the time. It takes time. Now I realize, y'all, it took me a while. If you're new here, it took me a while to get comfortable with even having the podcast. And if you're not new to this, but you're this, y'all know the story. But I'm gonna just say this: don't wait till it's too late to be able to start from somewhere or be able to, speak your truth, because you don't want to wait for so long. And that's where people be like, oh my gosh, I don't believe you, until you have everything right there and you feel as though, okay, I'm comfortable now, I'm going to be able to speak my truth. It takes time, trust me, it do, but you don't want to take too much time, because you want to get things done right then and there, and you want to have a team support system behind you that's there to support you every step of the way. So being able to be confident in your voice and also the beliefs that you have is also important, along with being open to the feedback and the dialogue with others to improve your message. At times I be listening to myself. I be like, I know people try saying, what is she talking about? Or people have been texting me telling me, you have your good and the bad. And I'm going to tell y'all this. When I first started out, somebody told me that they seen negative comments. If y'all, one thing about me, I keep up with everything and I get alerts about everything. And I'm like, I don't see no negative comment. And sometimes people will have narratives that'll try to hurt you. But you always have to remember, you're doing this for you. You're not doing this for them. Yeah, obviously you see if people are telling you false narrative, that go to show they're mad, they're upset, or they're hating. I check YouTube. I check Instagram. I check my website. I check all those platforms that I have myself on. I don't see a negative comment. But once I heard that and seen the message and stuff, I was like, what are you talking about? Because sometimes people will try to tear you down. But you have to be mindful that you got to let shit like that flow. You got to let things and people like that have their moment. Because at the end of the day, you're doing something that is willing to impact your story. And also, if it don't impact a lot of people, as long as it impacts someone. That's the whole thing. Even though people be like, oh my gosh, I love what you're doing, it may or may not impact them. But I'm telling you, it's people out there that are like, oh my gosh, thank you. You're saving me. You're helping me. You just don't know it. I don't know you personally, and you don't know me personally. Some may do and some may don't. But it's people out there that are really like, thank you. And for the ones that I'm able to help, I appreciate you. I'm glad I'm here to help you. Because we all need somebody in some type of shape or form to help us. No matter how big or small the situation is, we have to be able to speak up and speak out regarding to anything that we're determined to maintain a movement for and make a meaningful impact on, no matter who like it or not. Okay? So, before I close out on this episode, I'm going to tell y'all, speaking up and speaking out is a must. We must speak up. We must speak out against injustice and inequality, because silence is not good for us. Sharing our perspectives and voicing our concerns helps society progress and change. By being able to express individual rights and dignity of all individuals, we must be defensive, opposite. We must be able to defend each other, as well as change the narrative when it comes to things that people have on things, and also be able to take challenges, whether it's good or bad. Just being able to speak up or speak out can prevent important issues from being overlooked at or under addressed. By being able to advocate for ourselves and others can put an impact on the world, and also put a big impact onto us. So if you know anybody out there, or you yourself, that is going through something, please don't be afraid to speak up and speak out. Like I say, if my podcast don't help a group of people, long as it helps someone. So when it comes to speaking up and speaking out, please don't be afraid. I don't care who he or she is. Be able to speak up and to speak out on what's going on. Be able to do things that you know for a fact that will put, really, Roscoe? Sorry, y'all, but put an impact onto your life, but also help you mentally when it comes to your well-being. Okay? So, I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. I hope you all have enjoyed today's episode. I hope that this episode will put an impact onto your life. And as always, peace and blessings to all of you out there. Please be safe and please be mindful of everything you're doing. And do not forget to speak up and speak out on what you believe in and how you feel. And as always, you guys will hear from me next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever you guys listen to me. Bye.